It is Riyadh season in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Here comes the pride of Wales. It's the Mexican monster.
This bout is scheduled for 8.
And this one has all of those big fight feels. After months of uncertainty, we finally have a fight. Nice right jab. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. That's another scoring shot. And it's survival time for David Benavidez. And it appears they weathered the storm. How? I'm not sure.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. And they figure out the combination to this save.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
That counter shot lands. Not too many seats to be had in this arena as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
You have some fighters that are big show, big arena fighters, and they bask in this, they love this, they are born for this. You have other fighters where this would be like the rabbit in the headlights.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Calzaghe in that last round. You know that bell was sweet. Here we go. It's round 2. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Can't score with that uppercut. And he just misses with that jab. A perfect counter shot. Good punch. This fighter is a swarmer. They're like a mosquito that just won't leave you alone, except this mosquito can knock you out with one punch.
You are fighting a swarmer. Be smart, be sharp. Concentrate, but you've got to be confident. Do not dance his dance, because that swarmer, once you do it, you give him a man a chance that shouldn't have him.
Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Done with that counter shot. Just missing with the uppercut. Hook misses. Nice counter shot. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Calzaghe in that last round. And a round that seemed like he... There's the bell to start round 3. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Good counter punching. other. Those counter punches have to hurt. Misses with the jab. You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Back and forth they go. So much for boxing. This is a fight. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Nice counter shot. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Calzaghe in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
Great round. Great.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've gone in the ring with fights like that and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
By the way, the connect percentages have to be off the charts. Just misses with that jab. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
That big hook doesn't land. Catch and shoot. Punch, counter punch. Nice counter. Uppercut just missed. And he scores with the counter. Beautiful counter punch. Talk about Calzaghe in that last round. Well, we're entering desperate. And there's the bell for round 5. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's so hard to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Neither one of them want this to go to the judges' scorecards. For those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
Perfectly matched. skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Straight right just misses. This fight has a real good flow to it. Big hook. Good thing it didn't land. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Calzaghe in that last round. Well, let's start the 6th. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet, not until your senses have come back.
You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. There's a counter shot. Fighters landing in these exchanges, judges going to have a tough job.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
A combination from him. We wanted action, and they are giving us action. A swing and a miss with the left hook. Caution being thrown to the wind. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Calzaghe in that last round. As bad as boxing. Here we go. It's round 7. Coming off that fantastic last round. What a knockout headshot. Let's watch it again. And they knew it when they threw it.
You're right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you okay?
So this fight will continue, but how can they get back into this bout?
Somebody can smell blood here. They can smell blood. They've got to be smart. Get in there. Then boom, back in the same spot again. It happened once. You've got away with it. You can do it again.
This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer. They are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
He's got the advantage halfway through the round.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change this? It's a perfect start.
That time counter shot. Someone's will cave, but which fighter will it be? Straight right just misses. men step back for just a moment. So we enter the final 10 seconds here in a pretty dominant display. Talk about Calzaghe in that last round. Well, if this trainer has a pep talk. And we enter the 8th round. It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
2 knockdowns, and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs will feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
They won't give us a second to catch our breath. They are not going to let this one go to the judges. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses. How do you deal with it?
Some fighters are just gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. That one lands. That counter punch caught him clean. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. No surprise as we get a unanimous decision there.
What a whitewash. You know, that's skills, that's class, that's levels. One is up there, one is down there, but you know what? The loser...
A beautiful afternoon for a fist fight. We are live at the Empire Fight Camp. My name is Todd Grisham, and here with me, my broadcast. And here he is, Bud Terrence Crawford, one of the pound-for-pound. Sugar Ray. This bout in an open-air outdoor stadium. What a venue for this contest.
Listen.
We have high hopes and aspirations for this fight. Caution is being thrown to the wind. Swing and a miss with that hook. And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. This counter fighter believes in the anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
To beat a counter-puncher, you've got to take them out of their pace. Do not wait for them, because if you wait, they'll pepper and pop you all night long. Rush them.
This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. Both want a knockout, you can tell. Good counter punching. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Crawford in that. Here we go, round two. Who's going to land the first big shot? Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
That one will count. This fighter is all about finesse, using a lot of angles and lateral movement.
Oh, this is what it's all about. Hit and don't get hit. Jab, move, pop, slip. Use your footwork. Drive your opponent crazy.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Off the charts action from both of these fighters. Both men step back for just a moment. When are we going to see a jab from these two? That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round. On to the third. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. So much for boxing. This is a fight. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations, and they throw them non-stop.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
They exchange punches. Do you believe what we're seeing? Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. That bell could... Here we go to the fourth round. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
There's been a significant aggression difference in this fight, Johnny. What do you see?
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Oh, that punch. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Gonna need. And there's the bell for round 5. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Sugar is in trouble. And it appears they weathered the storm. How? I'm not sure.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense, work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Well, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
You've got to be courageous when you're getting in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
You'd like to see more jabs. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds. And there's no doubt about it as we see it again. That body shot did them in.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You still want to fight.
Let's talk about Sugar Ray in that last round. On to the 6th round. Is this the beginning of the end after 2 knockdowns last round?
2 knockdowns, and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs will feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. You don't see a lot of welterweights that can bring you one-punch KO power, but these two can.
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable.
Oh, my goodness, Johnny! And Sugar is in trouble. How did they survive that?
Bean Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. And he scores with the counter. Punch, counter punch. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get turned around? Round 7, here we go. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That jab misses. Nice counter. As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Perfect counter shot. These two are the perfect dance partners.
skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Back and forth they go. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
These two fighters are made for one another. Do you believe this? Very close round with tip. As you can see, it was a hit to the head that did it. Let's watch it again.
That's lights out right there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Give me your boy.
Let's talk about Leonard in that last round.
Switch on.
And we enter the 8th round. They barely survived the last round after 2 knockdowns. Let's see what happens here.
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
You'd like to see more jabs. We've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think them. You've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little favour and pickpocket them.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. They both want a highlight reel knockout. Nice work to avoid the left uppercut. And that will do it. What a victory. Wow, that seemed to be the punch he was looking for. Let's watch it again. It happened. You saw it here live. A knockout